Welcome, welcome, welcome to sunny Jamaica, to the Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living, Kingston, Jamaica. Welcome to all those joining us with your gift of consciousness this morning from the World Wide Web, Facebook Live, Zoom, whatever you're patching into. Welcome to the temple this morning. It's a beautiful morning, sunny, with just a little hint of breeze, but it's gorgeous. Please join me in an opening affirmative prayer. If ye abide in me, I also will abide in thee. That I is indeed that power, that presence, that infinite wisdom, that intelligence, that is God. I know for each one of us now, wherever we find ourselves in the sanctuary or in the ethos, I know that we acknowledge that right where we are, God is, and indeed all is well. Each one of us a pure and open channel for its influx of wisdom and inspiration this morning. So I know for our speaker, Rev John, as a clear and open channel, his mouth tipped with celestial fire, every idea for our highest God flows through seamlessly. And indeed, as we listen, commune, and allow that presence and power to be all that it can be, we experience its oneness. We experience the joy of knowing that we are beloveds of the Most High God. We experience perfect health, loving relationships, and an open, clear mind. So we give thanks this morning, knowing that this collective consciousness that blesses each one of us, bless the countries that we are, bless indeed our island home, Jamaica, and indeed it goes out into the far cosmos. So we just give thanks this morning as I release my word to that law that indeed manifests a pure and perfect experience in each of us as perfect love. I give thanks that all this is so, and so it is. Our inspirational reading this morning is titled, I Go In to See Out. And the epigraph is taken from our own beloved Steve Golden's song, Within. I go within, dear Lord, for there you dwell. God the good is all the life that exists. Knowing that I am the temple of the Most High, I go within myself to experience the oneness with the source of all that is. The place within turns darkness into light, fear into faith, lack into plenty, illness into perfect health, and challenges into spiritual growth. The calmness of this knowing brings harmony to life. I no longer wonder if or why. I just know. My focus within is all that matters. The rest is left to spirit. In this awareness, I release, I trust, I expect, and I know that all is well. Thank you, Father, Mother, that this is so, and so it is. That came from one of our congregants, Faye Kessler. And our praise song this morning is Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee. Please stand and let us sing truly. Going out that fabulous song from the temple to bless the word. Let us prayerfully say together the prayer of our center. It's in a flyer in your program. Together, the Light Center for Spiritual Living is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ peace, love, and joy emanate, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and glory forever. And so it is. We'll now have the lighting of the candle. I light this candle on behalf of all the people of the world, including our very young people. We thank you all for your consciousness of love, light, and joy. And together, can we sing our Temple of Light mission song? Temple of Light, the Temple of Light, the Temple of Light, the Temple of Light. We are a people with a vision, one spirit on a mission, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day. The Temple of Light, the Temple of Light, the Temple of Light. We are a people with a vision, one spirit on a mission, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day.
Amen.
I love that song, don't you? And it's now time for our announcements. Our flowers arranged this week by Sean Blake are from Sean getting the gifting, even by osmosis from all the florist ladies of the temple, but he's getting it. Those flowers are from the Thanksgiving service last Tuesday for Mrs. Phyllis Cord, beloved wife of Bernard and mother of Neto. Our thanks also to Mrs. Carmel Gage Leslie, who also sent blooms from her garden. Let's give Sean a round of applause. For those people on a Monday morning who don't have the foggiest idea of what I'm going to do this week, we have something special for you, something new. So to start your week on Monday morning, tomorrow, join Rev John at 6 a.m. every Monday, because you know when it's Rev John, it's every Monday, for quiet moments in the garden with Rev John. Did you get that? 6 o'clock in the morning, quiet moments in the garden with Rev John. So be there tomorrow morning, first thing. Facebook Live. That's the new norm, Reverend Michael. The guard won't let you in. So you'll just have to make do with Facebook Live. Please join us also on Facebook Live for our Spiritual Mind Healing service on Tuesday, October 6th at 6 p.m. This week, our speaker will be Reverend Sonia Davidson. And our Sunday celebration on October 11th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time will be here also in the sanctuary with Reverend Michael as the speaker and the host practitioner, Carol Campbell. Please remember to call our office at 876-946-2230 if you are intending to attend our Sunday celebration in person. As you know, congregants attending must wear a face mask and observe the prescribed protocols. Please also remember to maintain physical distancing and to leave the premises as quickly as possible after the service. If you can't bless us with your presence on a Sunday, you can still be with us in consciousness as services continue to be live streamed on Facebook Live. Summit 2020. The big buzz at this time is all about this event called Summit 2020. And here to give us an update on this virtual conference is our chair of the Thriving Ministry Council, Miss Lorna Phillips. Lorna, please join me.
Wow, morning everyone. You know, friends, family, here, near and far, it is an absolute joy to be with you this Sunday morning. One or two of you may have noticed I've not been here for a while, but it is absolutely blesses my heart to be back in the sanctuary with you all. So, Reverend Ann and everyone, if you would excuse me, I'd like to give a full update on the work of the Thriving Ministry Council and leave perhaps not the best till last, but certainly the magnificent until last. So, first of all, Lifeline. Many of you will know that since the advent of coronavirus, commercial, business, and social lives have continued almost without missing a step. And we have two, as you know, with our live stream services and our brand new online program called Lifeline. How to thrive and remain spiritually centered during life's challenging moments. It streams live on Facebook once per month. Now, this is the brainchild of the TMC, and it was created to provide spiritual tools and strategies for addressing the challenges posed by our times and coronavirus, and to support people to shift from fear-based to faith-based thinking and feeling. The first episode was aired on Thursday, the 28th of May, and it's dubbed, as you know, an hour of connectivity, liberty, love, and laughter. Sandy Cooper, Reverend John, and Reverend Ann, standing in for Reverend John when he was on leave, have hosted Reverend Eugene Holden, Reverend Raymond Anderson, Reverend Marquita Pierre McAllister, Reverend Sonia Byrne, and me. The program has been developing quite a following. It really is a wonderful hour of learning, sharing, and uplifting, which perfectly serves its purpose. In fact, it does it so well that we've decided that it's a keeper. It's now officially on the Temple of Light agenda. Hopefully you haven't missed any episodes, but if you have, you can find them on the Temple of Light Facebook page, and I believe on the Temple of Light YouTube channel. That's a nod, seems so, yes. The Thriving Ministry Quadrants. As you might imagine, all quadrants are busy with summit planning, but I do have an update for you from the Consciousness Raising Quadrant. Beginning Monday, oh no, that's not them. Something else, beg your pardon. So, you may recall the 21-day meditation project, which is being spearheaded by quadrant member Liz Terry. Liz has facilitated a workshop in the quadrant on how to do the meditation in a structured manner. Now, quadrant chair Andre Nemhard acknowledges that they are behind with delivery, but she assures me that the quadrant remains firmly committed to completing it and delivering it to you. She has asked me to publicly express gratitude as well to Mikey Bennett for his offer of studio time to record the meditations as soon as they are ready. So look out for your 21-day meditations coming soon. Thriving Ministry Initiative elections. In just 2 months, friends, I will have had the privilege of serving the council of the TMI as its chair for almost 2 years, and I will demit office in November. Don't make me cry, y'all. So Deputy Chair Andre Nemhard will also be demitting office at that time. So in preparation, So in preparation for this occurrence, the TMC invited nominations from TMI members, that is TMC and the quadrants. 4 persons were nominated: Sandy Cooper, Sandra Donaldson, Theo Smith, and Norman Nair. Norman Nair, when asked, declined to act at this time. Elections took place at the TMC meeting on Wednesday, the 30th of September. So I won't hold you in suspenders any longer. I'm pleased, very pleased, to announce the election of Sandy Cooper as the new chair of the TMC. And Theo Smith as the deputy chair of the TMC. Both of them will assume their positions effective November. Now, I know you will join me in wishing congratulations to them both and that you will encourage and support them throughout their tenure. Sandy's and Theo's primary task will be to oversee the implementation of the strategic plan begun at our summit in the fulfillment of our mission and vision. This will be no mean feat, and so please, I urge you to support them in every way that you can. Congratulations again, Sandy and Theo. And now, drum roll, for Summit 2020. This is the big news. Summit 2020, the Temple of Light's whole system appreciative inquiry strategic planning event. The event not just of the decade, but for now. Reverend John describes it as the most important conversation in our 39-year history. Wow. So this extraordinary event will take place over 3 weekends, beginning Saturday the 17th of this month. Yes, this month. The weekend of the 30th and the 31st, and end triumphantly on the weekend of the 6th and the 7th of November. So what can you expect? I'm sure that since you've been hearing about our summit for quite a while now, you know that our primary intention is to craft our strategic plan. However, I must tell you that it is much more than that. Our summit, because of its unique structure and design, offers us an opportunity to discover in ourselves and in each other qualities, characteristics, gifts, gems that were probably there all along, but that once revealed to us in refreshing new ways, have the capacity to become unleashed in ways that will delight and transform our own lives and the life of Temple. It will give us the opportunity to create the temple of our dreams, one that will bring us the fulfillment we seek through service to our community, but that also has the potential to offer our important message and collective gifts to the world stage. Of course, I can't tell you what the eventual transformation will look like. We will all have to be there to make the experience and bring about the results. But I can tell you that transformation happens through the magic of conversation as a spiritual practice in community. Hence, our use of the expression thriving collaboratively. Folks, you have to experience it to appreciate it. If I were to ask you what is our vision, some, perhaps many of you, might not be able to articulate it. Maybe the same is true of our mission for some. Well, no strategic plan can be developed without absolute clarity about our mission, our vision, and our values. By the end of our first weekend, Saturday the 17th, our mission, vision, and values will be instilled and shining brightly in our collective minds, setting us up for the crafting of our pathways to transformation and have us brimming with enthusiasm for what's to come. 2 weekends later, our summit begins in earnest on Friday the 30th with our fabulous opening welcoming ceremony, and continuing on with our exploration into the life-affirming qualities of each other and temple and of our community, using the technology of appreciative inquiry. So what is appreciative inquiry? At its core, appreciative inquiry is the study and exploration of what gives life to systems when they function at their best. It is based on the assumption that every living system has a hidden and underutilized core of strength, its positive core, which when revealed and tapped, provide a sustainable source of positive energy for both personal and organizational transformation. The process involves 4 distinct but related stages: discovery, dream, design, and destiny. And it is those stages that we will take ourselves through over the life of the summit. So where will the summit take place? Being right up to the minute and in keeping with our times, we are hosting this summit live via the online platform Zoom. We will link up with each other every day via the internet and share our stories and aspirations and ideas through the amazing opportunity of our times. And there'll be joy and music and laughter across the airwaves. The beauty of this mechanism is that all our brothers and sisters overseas who might otherwise not be able to attend can play a part in this rare opportunity. Speaking about playing a part, you might be wondering who's invited. Well, just about everyone who plays a part in the life of Temple. That is what is meant by whole system. All our members, our practitioners, our ministers, our staff, but it also includes regular and not so regular non-members, members of our community, and our friends and leaders of sister churches. Indeed, everyone who cares about us, our service, and our future. Our summit is a perfect display of the saying first coined by philosopher Aristotle: the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Simply stated, all of us acting together make more, mean more, and generate more than all of us acting individually. Now, about Zoom. Some of you may be sitting quietly thinking, how logs? I don't have Zoom. I can't use Zoom. I'm not too sure even what it is. Well, fret not, we have you covered. Our own Sandy will be providing Zoom awareness training for all of you falling into that category. And indeed, for anyone wanting to ensure that they have what it takes to fully participate in the event. I'll ask Sandy to share a little bit more on that in a short while. One more thing on the question of where the summit will take place. Now, that there will be a few places available in the Temple Sanctuary, COVID-19 regulations permitting, probably on a first-come, first-served basis. And we also may rotate to ensure those who want to have the opportunity to do so on at least one of the days, depending upon numbers. So if you wish to be considered for a place for any particular day, just let us know by calling the dedicated summit line, 876-946-3320, or email us at templeoflight@cwjamaica.com. So how do you get there? Well, all invitations are already starting to go out and people are registering. So if you're a registered member of Temple, you should already have your invitation. Check your inbox. If you don't see it, check your junk mail, or if you use Gmail, check your promotions tab. It may be hiding in there. If you don't see it, put the word summit into your search box. And if it still doesn't show up, speak to me, speak to Rev Ann, and we'll get your invitation out to you. If you want information on who can come, again, please speak to either myself or Reverend Ann, or call the office number, or email us. Finally, friends, on Summit, at least for now, there's the little issue of cost. Now, there's no cover charge for you to attend. However, as you might imagine, this magnificent event is costly. We are still waiting our final cost, but we do estimate that it will come in at over $1.5 million. Yeah. However, it'll be well worth every cent, but we do need your help. As well as your money contributions to our summit fund, just indicate on your envelopes that you would like your contribution to go to the summit. That will do it. But also you can give or loan items that we might need. We need all sorts of things. We need trestle tables, tablecloths, flowers, decor items, plants, and lots of other things. Again, please speak to Rev Ann or myself to ask how you can assist. We'll be sending out lots of information about our summit leading up to the day, including the actual times for each day and lots of other juicy information. We'll be posting information on Facebook. Please look out for it. If you're not on the mailing list or you find that you're just not receiving anything, please reach out to me or Reverend Ann after the service. We want you there. And now, here's Sandy to tell you how you can prepare for our summit using Zoom. Thank you very much.
Good morning, friends. It is a joy for me to just share this morning that every one of us can participate in our upcoming summit. Now, I think I might have shared last week that in March, up to March of this year, clients who had wanted to have workshops online, I was absolutely resistant. I want to see people, feel them, hug them, touch them. Of course, all of that has gone through the window now. So I've had to learn how to use Zoom, how to navigate Zoom professionally. And it really hasn't been as bad as I thought. The difficulty was in my resistance. And so what we are going to do, we're asking you if you can make sure you have the program downloaded on your device. Now, you can do it on your cell phone, whether you have an Android phone or you have an iPhone. If you have an Android phone, just go into the Play Store and look for the Zoom icon, and you can download that. If you have a difficulty doing that, I'm sure you can find someone in your life who can assist you in that regard. The same with the iPhone. I think it's iTunes, Tony, right? But you download the program, and then we will send the link out. For example, we're going to be doing this 2-hour session on Saturday of this week. So we will send a link out on Friday. So once you have downloaded Zoom, you click on the link and it will open up for you, and then we will take you through the rest. But you have to make sure that you download the program first. Oh, just make sure it's said OOM. Okay, because Tony is saying that there's another program that sounds very much like that. So download the program, and then we will take you through the rest, what exactly you need to do so you can be quite fluent and comfortable navigating throughout the summit online. Thank you so much. Thanks, Lorna. Oh, thank you for that. It's from 11 until 1. So we'll send the link out on Friday, and at about 11:15, you will click on and you'll be invited in to the meeting. Okay, so just make sure you have the program on, and then you'll get the invitation on Friday. Okay, have a wonderful week.
Exciting, isn't it? A new adventure for our temple congregation. We get to talk to each other who we haven't spoken to for a long time, and we get to plan our way forward. So ensure that you are part of this peak experience. So I thank you, Lorna and Sandra, for giving us all that information. So write it down. If you forget anything, remember, Lorna is around and I am around. Okay? For the past couple of weeks, our prayer line 876-978-1167 has been out of order. So please phone in your prayer requests to 946-2230 or email us at templeoflight@cwjamaica.com. If you feel moved to support our ministry of love and light, your loving gifts may be transferred to our savings account number 20941. That's at the Bank of Nova Scotia, New Kingston branch. Viewers who join us on Facebook Live, please visit the Home tab on your Facebook page, and then you will find the link to our PayPal donate button in the top post. So I'll repeat that. Go to the Home tab on the Facebook page, then you'll find the link to our PayPal donate button in the top post. And for those who are worshiping with us this morning, there's a basket on either side of the podium in which you can place your love offering when you exit the sanctuary this morning. This concludes the announcements. Please join us now singing "This Is You," which is on page 3 of the program, or it's on the screen if you're watching us on Facebook Live. Please stand. When you are love, you attract love, don't you? Right. So that's the reason why we have a pastor that we call John the Beloved. So He's going to speak to you this morning. It's called his encouragement. So please join me now to just welcome our beloved Reverend John to the mic. Thank you, Reverend John.
Good morning, family. Here and far. Me glad for see you. And for those abroad, me glad for you see me. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the beautiful Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living in beautiful Jamaica. To everything, there is a season. And you know, we just finished mango season. And right after mango season, pear. So there's a time for every purpose under heaven. And maybe now is the time to begin that diet. Our Temple of Light stream team, I don't know if you know this, but they organize the streaming of our weekly services in exactly the same way TV and movie shows are produced. There's a detailed production schedule with timelines for every segment of the broadcast, and every member of the team knows exactly the part they are to play. So I shouldn't have been surprised when my friend Tony Henry commented a couple days ago, you know, John, Sunday, October 4th will be the start of season 2. I said, season 2? He said, yes. It's the beginning of a new season for the LoveStream. So I want to welcome you all to season 2, episode 1 of the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living. Today's episode, as you have been told, is titled, To Everything, There is a Season. And those of you who are biblical scholars know the rest of it. And a time for every purpose under heaven. On October the 1st, you know, the world observed the International Day of Older Persons. And as I will be marking another birthday in October along with many of you, it was very much in my consciousness. So I mentioned it to a very good friend who lives abroad. And she said, and I want to quote, "Oh, I'm so glad I did all that I did during my fruitful years." She never had a child, so I know her fruitful years weren't about childbearing. So what, I asked, my dear, do you consider your fruitful years? And her astonishing answer was, the years when I could do something. What an amazing statement. I said, you can't do nothing now. What happened? Your hand joined church? I hope if it joined church, it's the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living. But even there, you can do, and more importantly, you can be what you came to earth to do and to be. But I've been thinking a lot about these fruitful years. What are the fruitful years of a person's life? If we are to believe what society would have us believe, we might suppose that they are the years between reaching maturity and middle age. And you know, even that is interesting, because when I was in my teens, middle age was thought of as the 40s. And I remember, you know, at 13, people who were 25 seemed ancient to me. Did you have that experience? We talked about old people and they were 30. So, according to the race belief, after middle age, which is age 40, there is a gradual decline in our ability to be productive, a kind of gradual drying out of the reservoir of mental ability and ideas and creativity and the ability to think constructively. We are expected to be able to do less work and less thinking, so that by the time we have reached the age of 65, we are worthless as far as productivity is concerned. And so we should step back and take it easy on a pension that will scarcely cover our minimum requirements. What foolishness. Such nonsense has cheated the world of untold riches. The productive, fruitful years of an individual's life are unlimited, absolutely unlimited. And we can be fruitful in every single season. Season after season after season. You see, the fruitful years are not a certain time span stretching from one birthday to another. They are the giving years, my friends. The years in which an individual gives their best that they have in them, and not for their own selfish promotion, but for the good of their neighbor and for the good of the world. Every season can be fruitful if we discover the hidden potential, the hidden strength, the hidden splendor, the hidden glory of God that is seated at the very center of our beings. So let's be clear about this. The fruitful years, the giving years in every season, are those in which we labor with all our love to express the real self, the infinite self that is within each of us. And when we do this, there can be no limit to what we can accomplish, whether we be 20 or 120. Infinity knows no time limits and sets no value on the age or the lack of it. God works constantly, my friends, through every available instrument that he has created. And once we have learned that God lives deep within each of us, that in reality we are not flesh and blood, but spirit manifesting through this vehicle of flesh, we find within ourselves the capabilities of which we may have never dreamed, the depths of understanding that we may have never plumbed, a new awareness of life and a fulfillment of joy that can be beyond our fondest hopes. Do you, friends, think that your good has been swallowed up by the passing years? Do you feel that you are no longer useful in the world and that there is nothing left for you to do but to fold your hands and sit and wait? Remember Grandma Moses, the American folk artist who began painting in earnest at age 78? Maybe you will never paint amazing pictures, but there is something that you can do. There is something that needs to be done that can only be done by you. And as I said to my friend who was talking about she's glad she did what she did when she could do it, the one I told you about earlier, I said to her, you know, love, maybe now that you are living with your son and daughter-in-law and no longer have control over the housekeeping as you used to in your own home, maybe your job is to hold the light in the home that you are now living in and to keep the flame of faith and love burning for your son and daughter-in-law. She said, mm-hmm. But this is what Jesus had in mind when he said, let your light so shine. Let your light shine, because your luminous spirit may well be a contagious influence for good. That is the greatest gift you can give to your world, to your family, and to all humankind. Your presence on the planet at this particular time is a precious gift to humanity. You are here because there is something for you, not just to do, but there is something for you to be. Now more than ever, the world needs humans being what we were put here to be, a light and a flame of love that warms every heart and speaks to every soul. You know the story, there's a story of a woman who couldn't wait for her time to die. You know, Ecclesiastes says, a time to live and a time to die. But she had quite ignored the business about the time to live. She couldn't wait to get to the pearly gates because she had questions and information that she wanted to give the Almighty. And so she passed. And when she got to the gates, St. Peter began processing her. And she said, Look here, man, just don't bother with all the formalities. Just take me to the big man right away. I have urgent matters to talk to about him. And she was so insistent that the Almighty WhatsApped Peter at the gates and said, it's okay, P, let her in. I will deal with her. And so she was ushered into the throne room. And it was an amazing sight, you know, as we have been led to believe in the tales and the myths and the beautiful stories over the years. There were angels chanting and praising God, casting down their golden crowns before the glassy sea. But she didn't notice any of that. It was quite lost on her because she wanted to talk to Big Massa, as we say in Jamaica. And so she stormed up to God and she said, I couldn't wait to get here to talk to you. Do you know what is happening down there? Do you know the chaos and the panic? Have you heard, as nobody told you, about man's inhumanity to man? Do you know about the abuse of the women and children that you created? Have you any idea about the corruption and the crime and the violence? Are you aware that there is something that is ravaging the earth called COVID-19? Why don't you do something? Why don't you send someone? You know, the Almighty, as she paused for breath, said in a loving voice, Dear, I did do something. I did send someone. And she was about to say, I know you sent Jesus, that was a long time. He said, I sent you. I sent you, and you, and you. I sent you. I sent you. I sent you to make a difference. You know, friends, God sent you. How marvelous, how wonderful the universal love that is manifested here. Right here in our lives in this season that we are living. In you and in me and in all of lifekind, in all of humanity. Can we look at each other and see in each other the God potential there and say, this is the real you, this is the real me, this is the world and the people, and I am the person I was meant to be. And so, my friends, this brings me to your assignment. Regulars at the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living know that whenever I give an encouragement, I leave an assignment. Your mission, should you decide to undertake it, is to answer this question in writing. Write it down. I know you may think about it from time to time, but write down and answer this question in your journal. In this season of my life, how can I be a beneficial presence in my world? In this season of my life, how can I be a beneficial presence in my world? Who am I here to be? Since God sent me, what am I meant to be being in this season? Whatever that season is for you. I want you to really think about that. And I want you to know that you must, I beg you, register for Summit 2020. Because that will give you an opportunity perhaps to further explore that. What are we here to be, individually and collectively. What is our mission? What is our task? What is our vision? What is our purpose? For the great privilege that we have of being on the planet at this time. And what an awesome blessing it is to be a member of a community like the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living. Whether we are regulars or we come occasionally or we used to come and don't get out so much anymore, we still want you to be a part of this amazing conversation about our purpose and our direction and what we are here to be. A university student told this story, which I love, of someone who didn't let her winter season affect her fruitfulness. And I want to quote him. He says, "The first day of school, our professor introduced himself and challenged us to get to know someone we didn't already know. I stood up to look around when a gentle hand touched my shoulder. I turned around to find a wrinkled little old lady beaming up at me with a smile that lit up her entire being. She said, 'Hi, handsome, my name is Rose. I'm 87 years old. Can I give you a hug?' I laughed and enthusiastically responded, 'Of course you may.' And she gave me a giant squeeze that belied her age. It was really a strong hug. I said, 'Why are you in college at such a young, innocent age?' She jokingly replied, 'I'm here to meet a rich husband, get married, have a couple of kids, and then retire and travel.' No, seriously. Answer me seriously. You see, I was curious what may have motivated her to be taking on this challenge at age 87 in this season, the winter season of her years. She said, 'I always dreamed of having a college education, and now I'm getting one.' After class, we walked to the Student Union building and shared a chocolate milkshake, and we became instant friends. Every day for the next 3 months, we would leave class together and talk nonstop. I was always mesmerized listening to this time machine as she shared her wisdom and experiences with me. Over the course of the year, Rose became a sort of campus icon, and she made friends wherever she went. She loved to dress up, and she reveled in the attention bestowed upon her from the other students. At the end of the semester, we invited her to speak at our banquet, and I'll never forget what she taught us. She was introduced and stepped up to the podium. But as she began to deliver her prepared speech, she dropped her 3x5 cards on the floor. Frustrated and a little embarrassed, she leaned into the microphone and simply said, I'm sorry, I'm so jittery. You see, I gave up beer for Lent, and this whiskey is killing me." I'll never get my speech back in order, so let me just tell you what I know. And we laughed, and as we laughed, she cleared her throat, and she began. "We don't stop playing because we are old. We grow old because we stop playing. There are only 4 secrets to staying young: being happy and achieving success. You have to laugh and find humor in every day. You've got to have a dream. You've got to dare to dream through every season of your life. When you lose your dreams, you die, and there are so many people walking around who are dead and don't even know it. There's a huge difference between growing older and growing up. If you're 19 years old and you lie in bed for a full year without doing anything, you will turn 19. You will turn 20. If you're 87 and you stay in bed for a year and never do anything, you will turn 88. You see, anybody can grow older. That doesn't take any talent or any ability. The idea is to grow up by always finding the opportunity in change. God bless that rose. Finding the opportunity in change. I just wonder how many of us are finding the opportunities at this time in the history of humankind during this which is known as a pandemic. It would be lovely if we started a pandemic of love, yes? That it's so highly contagious. She said, have no regrets. The elderly don't usually have regrets for what we did, but for rather the things we did not do. The only people who fear death are those with regrets. And she concluded her speech by courageously singing Bette Midler's The Rose. And she challenged each of us to study the lyrics and live them out in our daily lives. At the year's end, Rose finished the college degree she had begun all those years ago. And 1 week after graduation, she died peacefully in her sleep. Over 2,000 college students attended her funeral in tribute to the wonderful woman who taught by example that it's never too late to be all that you can possibly be. And it is never too late to dream. So that is the story of Rose. This is not an isolated case, my friends. Thousands have proved that the fruitful years, the giving years, are not bound by the seasons of life. There's a wonderful little, the Science of Man textbook calls them meditations, but they really are, for me, contemplations. Because we use meditation in a different kind of way. We use meditation, the technique as being, one of the techniques being to have a mantra, or there are many meditation techniques, but these which are called meditations in the Science of Man textbook are really, for me, contemplations. But this contemplation is on page 520 of this amazing book. And this meditation is called The Time Has Come. And I'd like to say it line by line and ask you to repeat each line after me. The time has come, the hour has struck. Hour has struck. The power from within me has come forth and is expressing through my life. The power from within me has come forth and is expressing through my life. I do not have to wait. Today is the time. I do not have to wait. Today is the time. Today I enter into all truth. Today I enter into all truth. Today I am completely healed. Today I am completely. Today I enter into my inheritance. Today the truth has made me free to live fruitfully. Today the truth has made me free to live fruitfully. And so it is. And so speaking of contemplation, my friends, please join me on Facebook Live every Monday morning at 6 a.m. for quiet moments in the garden with Rev John. We'll share a short contemplation, whisper a prayer, and set the tone for whatever your purpose is under heaven. For to everything, there is a season. And a time for every purpose under heaven. Don't ever forget that God sent you. Namaste. And God sent some special people to celebrate a birthday in October, and I include myself in that. Would those of you who are celebrating a birthday in October, please stand, and if you are at home watching on Facebook Live, just identify yourself in the messaging area of the comments area of Facebook so that we can have your date, your name and date, so I can pray for you every morning in the month of October. Let us play happy birthday for everybody celebrating a birthday, and October birthdays, please stand. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to we, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear loved ones, happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. 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 Happy birthday to you. And as that melody rings out into the universe, rippling from the center for spiritual living here in Kingston to touch the furthest reaches of the universe and to bless everyone celebrating a birthday in the month of October, we recognize that God sent each and every one of us to be a blessing in every season, and to live our purpose under heaven. For the kingdom of heaven is right here at hand. We help to create it by being on the planet at this time to share our radiance, our beauty, and our love. And so I know for all of us celebrating a birthday in October, that from the center of our being to the circumference of our conscious awareness, we live, move, and manifest our lives in a victorious state of fulfillment. These are our fruitful years. And oh my God, I'm so grateful that this is so. And so it is. Namaste. And now, to bless her with us with her being, and to remind us to dare to dream, is the beautiful Carol Campbell. Please help me welcome her.
Happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow. Why, oh, why? If one little dream ever came true, why can't it happen for you? If some people live the life of their dreams, why can't you do it too? Dare to dream, dare to see how life can really be. See your dreams coming true, and they'll belong to you. Just dare to see the life you want to live. Dare to give the dream within you power. Every hour you see your dreams as true, gives them power to bring all things to you. See it now in your mind, and it belongs to you. Just believe your dreams, and you will find they're right now coming true. Just dare to know that life could love you so. Dare to live as if your dreams are real. every hour you see your dreams as true, gives them power to bring all things to you. See it now in your mind, and it belongs to you. And the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why can't I?
Oh. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Angela. Just off the charts, beautiful. Thank you. And in that consciousness, stand with me and say the prayer of Jamaica. It's on a flyer in your program and on your screen. Together. The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island, Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within our hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established. And so it is. In the consciousness that love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established in the hearts of humankind everywhere. We know that that light which shines in every human heart fills the cosmos with the glory of the cosmic Christ, full of grace and truth. And so we leave this morning's celebration daring to dream big dreams, to answer the question, what can I be? Who can I be at this time in the history of humankind? What is my purpose here? Why did God send me with all my unique qualities and abilities to serve the purpose on earth? And we allow the blessing that each of us is to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate everyone with whom we come into contact, to the honor and glory of God. I truly give thanks that this is so, and so it is. Oh. Are we singing peace? Yes, there is peace. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God as our power. Family all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Would you take your love offerings in your hands and say the blessing on the envelope if you are in the sanctuary, and if you're at home, just repeat it with us. Lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. Thank you, Father. And so it is. And so we bless this love offering. Thank you for joining us this morning celebration. We thank each and every person who has contributed their time, talent, and the treasure of their consciousness. Our host, Rev Ann, our musician, Angela, and our singer, Carol, our LoveStream technical team, and you, our wonderful, wonderful audience. In this consciousness, we bless each other and the love offering before we place them in the baskets as we exit the sanctuary. I'll see you in the garden tomorrow morning at 6, and on Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. for the live stream, and again next Sunday right here, to the honor and glory of God. I truly give thanks that this is so. Namaste.